Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once more to the Goodwill Spreaders channel, aka Miles Tech, for yet another top 10 Naruto fanfics. Today, I'll be talking about the top 10 Naruto fanfic with interesting ideas but execution that didn't quite pan out. First, in the 10th place, we have Uzumaki Sunrise by Idar the Mage. Kushina Uzumaki has been held captive by Root for the past 10 years, before finally gaining her freedom and fleeing to the Hokage Tower. Naruhina, Kushina is back as a 10-year-old Naruto's mother. There are a number of problems here. By this point in the timeline, Naruto is a known scoundrel, a bit of a vandal. This is bad because he has a reputation. That I do not deny. I would have preferred if the author instead had her come back as maybe the mother of a 4 year old Naruto, maybe 5 years tops. At some point he had to start becoming a prankster to get the attention he wanted, so perhaps maybe around 6-8 years of age was possible. The way that Naruto is portrayed here, it's very much as a very innocent boy who is very anxious to please his mother, which is not bad. Kushina is handled in an interesting way. She has guilt on her, but misplaced guilt, which happens in real life. Not only that, but well, there is the problem with Danzo being his usual idiot canon self. For those that do not believe me, we're talking about the guy who murdered Yahiko in cooperation with Hanzo, which gave Obito the perfect opening to corrupt Nagato and Conan, and from there formed the terrorist organization Akatsuki. Let's not forget the main reason why Sasuke is an avenger and so driven by revenge. It's thanks to Danzo. Thanks to him intercepting Itachi and ordering him to massacre the entire goddamn Uchiha clan. Well, cue mean rape and mean rape. Next, the Nin Demon Lord Naruto story is another fairly interesting fanfic. Aside having a one true foursome, which for some it may be annoying, I'm more interested in what we have here. I'm not gonna bother reading the giant summary, so alternate universe. For as long as Michael can remember, the 9 demon beasts have been settled inside the bodies of human hosts that to ensure that the demons will not return to wreak havoc on the world. These hosts are treated as the very demons they contain, and are kept away from the respective village that sealed the demon. Shippuden era, full summary in chapter 1. First, I find this an interesting change from canon. Instead of everybody treating the Jinchuriki as their personal nuclear warheads, they're treating them as people to be worshipped and kept at an arm's length. The downsides to this are a number of things that quite literally make me frown. It's starting by the mate marks. Starting with that issue, it's bad. It dehumanizes people. And the word mark, it's a branding thing, and I'm pretty sure people don't like being branded like cattle. So I would say that at the very least it's an interesting idea, keeping the people away from the village and worshipping them to a certain degree as the avatars of the tile beasts of the Biju. It's interesting, but the rest of this still doesn't make it a brilliant thing. And yes, this is the ninth spot. What you see on the first 5 spots, it's by far, far worse. Wactel Shinobi by Futaragi. Naruto has just made Genin, and a lot of things happens quickly after that. He meets a Sekirei, outside traitor, gets involved in a continent-wide battle royale, and has to keep his own secrets from Prime Ace. It takes place in Narutoverse and doesn't really bash any characters except a few, like Senor, in this case it should be Senor, Crazy Pants Minaka. This pulls the crossover very well. It merges somewhat the Naruto and Sekirei versus somewhat seamlessly, and unlike the manga, it actually attempts to do something beyond skimpily clad women who gets their dresses ripped off, and we end with a stupid ass-up about friendship. If I ever get around reviewing the Sekirei manga, I might have a beer bottle at hand, because the setting of Sekirei is brilliant. The aliens are different from theirs, another anime series, a manga series, and the difference is interesting enough that they need to bond with a human, but we also have the MIB, but you have this interesting set, and you turn it into a manga running entirely for fan service. The implications of forceful bonding, the implications of blackmail that we had to assume weren't true, are left on the wayside. A kid being unable to win herself and performing this giant, needless sacrifice. God, there is just so much here that makes me rage. Futaragi more or less manages to avoid hitting my giant berserk buttons, but it has still some problems, like the mobs, like evil Hyuga Hiyashi and that stuff, and it's still a giant. But if the author removed the evil part of Hyuga Hiyashi, because he somehow had to whip a murder attempt by Hiyashi because his wife dared to treat Naruto well, that really drags down the fanfic. But if that was removed and a few minor elements like Miya's origins here, it will be wonderful. No, I won't spoil what the author made Miya's origins here. Alright. Reaper's Blood Reincarnated. During the infamous Forbidden Scroll theft, a precious person of Naruto dies, saving his life, and in turn changes Naruto's world the way no one will see coming. Semi-Dark Bloodline Naruto, Semi-Dark Hinata, The Terminator Naruto, Fang Kyuubi, Parents Naruto Hinata, and many more. Rewind of Reaper's Blood. And it's still bad. It got a rewrite, and it's still bad. Yes. A Bloodline Naruto, specifically this Bloodline, is interesting. Basically what the Bloodline does is preserve these spirits, souls, pseudo images, holograms, whatever, of people. The one with the eyes gets to unlock new powers of said people, but to do that they must fight them, and one of the persons in charge of the whole process is a duplicate, or the soul of Kushina, which allows for some nice, some other moments. And that's where it stops being interesting. The rest of this is filled with Oh god, so many cliches that it hurts, and it's still not the worst of it. Among things, Tayuya is Naruto's sister, but Sarutobi, for reasons as of yet unexplained in 62 chapters, decides it's a wise idea to kick the only link a Jinchuriki has in terms of family out of the village. Tayuya then goes on and joins Orochimaru. And things get worse. Hinata is branded with the cage seal. She is suicidal. Kyubi is constantly flipping from what I remember in a bipolar way. And she's either this evil seductress or this evil crazy woman who still can be an evil seductress. Next. Sun's Hair Death's Guardian. Oh, post-Pain's invasion. During the Titans' course is where this takes place. Minato no Mikase was an alias, used unwillingly by a punished Apollo. Once he realized what had happened, the gods struck a deal. 15 years later, Naruto Uzumaki is taken from the leaf by the gods. 7 years after that, he takes his post as the guardian of Hades' children. Naruto Thalia T for M-rated language. Alright. The idea of Apollo getting punished is not outlandish, it's not outlandish, it happens sometimes in Greek mythos, rare as it might be. The main problem this fanfic suffers from is the rest of it. Naruto is thoroughly out of character. His loyalty to Konoha, his determinating trait through the entire series has withered because he has bigger responsibilities, and the entire village is treated like a bunch of idiots. Sakura gets bashed to fuck and back, and the main reason why Naruto is out of character is because the Fate Sisters. Yes, you know, Clotho, Lachesis, those three that weave the fate or have control over the time where people live, die, all that stick of things. Yeah, you know them, right? You know them? You know? Yes? Well, they give a speech to Naruto and break him, quite literally break his spirit. Naruto's spirit has been crushed a few times before, and what he does is bounce back, and after paying, quite literally, he is going to be nigh impossible to crush. After Jiraiya's death, I will dare to say it may be perhaps the last time Naruto's spirit gets crushed. The rest of this becomes worse by the minute. Why? Because aside the withered loyalty, Apollo uses Konoha as a bunch of idiots. His love as a Hokage, it's withered, it's shoved aside in favor of his childish persona, and the Fuego side is entirely cold and logical. There is no middle point, and the possibility of Minato being the perfect balance between Phoebus and Apollo, it's never explored. Aside that, the way the Naruto treats Sakura, it's with much unneeded hostility. He even goes as far as to start making her rhyme, and the author goes as far as to make Sakura threaten him. And on the reading versions, everybody is mocking Sakura because of her forehead, because of her bubblegum hair, it needs a lot of work. Fortunately, Fars de l'Amour is slightly better. Slightly because Naruto is somewhat more in character than he is here. Why Monk Banishment? It's another interesting fanfic, and it's mostly due to the Naruto Fu part of this. It had been over 4 years since Sasuke's attempted defection to Orochimaru and his subsequent return. It also had been over 4 years since Naruto had been cast out of the Land of Fire. It may have been a mistake on Tsunada's part, but he will return. Alright. The attempt defection, it's fine, it's great. Naruto stopping Sasuke, it's a good idea. Naruto Fu, it's rare to be seen in fanfiction. Well known, it's even rarer. And then everything else goes through a drainage. Why? For simple reasons. The rest of this stuff, it's plain and simple stupid. Naruto has much unneeded hostility towards Konoha. The mere idea of banishing a Jinchuriki I already explained in my Fanon video, but I will reiterate that here. It's just not done. Right? It's not done, not once, not twice, never. It lets Konoha be vulnerable to the utter weapons of mass destruction known as Jinchurikis. You don't banish your goddamn nuke. Yes, you don't. It's like the US telling communist Russia, hey, I gotta dispose of all my nukes. Feel free to target me. There is no mutual assured destruction. And by communist Russia, I meant the Cold War communist Russia, by the way. No, I don't want to touch modern politics. Drop it. This is bad. As I thought, the later parts, while interesting, are also plagued by bad pacing and, oh my god, just no. I'll explain. There is a point where it's revealed that Naruto has been gambling in casinos and amassing a sizable fortune. How this escape Konoha's notice is anyone's wonder, but that aside, with this sizable fortune and the help of the new daimyo of Wind, Naruto is reconstructing Usushiogakure, a place where people can go and be happy, be away from the conflicts of the Big Five, which it's a noble idea, as if it were really a conflict among the Big Five at the moment. During most of the manga, the Big Five villages are in this Cold War state. So, what does Konoha happens to think? Hey, I have an idea. Let's send everybody we have on reserve to go after Naruto. Oh, Akatsuki is going to? Well, we don't give a fuck. We want Naruto back. And what does Akatsuki say? Well, we don't give a fuck about Konoha. We want the Biju. And then Orochimaru pops for reasons. And then the revealed Usushio burns. It's also at this point where it's revealed that the elders of the Hyuga clan, who were never mentioned before, solely exist and have brainwashed Hinata to totally hate, despise, and go yandere on Naruto's ass because a mix of love and hate. She even goes as far as trying to murder Fu. This is bad because it makes Naruto go ballistic, and I mean pain arc ballistic. And that's why it occupies such a high spot. The idea of Naruto Fu is interesting. Naruto learning from the Wind Monks is interesting. Banishment not so much. The Prodigy Namikaze. Naruto was born 5 years before the Kyuubi attack, and the fox was sealed into his younger sister. Why? His parents don't have the time to teach him, so he looks for others to help him become a great shinobi. Alternate universe powerful Mokuto and Naruto, alive Minato and Kushina. Psst, it doesn't mention the passion towards them. Yes, these fake passions Minato, Kushina, and Jiraiya. Oh. Per se, Mokuto Naruto it's not a terrible idea. It's an interesting one if executed. Alive Minato and Kushina too, it's a good idea. Naruto was born 5 years before the Kyuubi attack, and the fox was sealed into his younger sister. Already raises alarms. Why? I don't recall why, but why? Why? Because around this time period, Obito should still be recovering from his accident, from his fatal injury. So Madara cannot use him to unleash Kurama and Konoha. As I thought, the idea of Naruto Kurotsuchi is interesting. They have to keep the relationship secret because of the hostilities between Konoha and Iwagakure. It adds a bit of a Romeo and Juliet thing. It's not entirely well executed, but it's very interesting. However, the blatant hammer that is used to hit Minato, Kushina, the OC family, it's terrible. Basically, they neglect Naruto for years, for over a decade. This is annoying because for a number of reasons. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Alright? Repeat after me. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Kagebushin no Jutsu. Taju Kagebushin no Jutsu. Ma Shadow Clone Jutsu. With this single point, neglect goes away. And it occupies the fourth place because the easiest solution to this is not taken. Au contraire, everything is made worse. It's not bashing like others that I have seen, like Kingan Kakashi or whatever, but it's still bad. Like, holy fuck, these people need thought. They, going by the number of reviews, these guys must have a giant hook box, maybe of the size of Gabber Blessing's hook box. Legacy by Krathip. Yeah, I have no idea. Madara's lineage did not end at the Valley of the End. His legacy lived on through Minato and into Naruto. Sharingan Naruto, Strong Godline Naruto, Naruto Hina, Naruhina. Alright, I'm gonna be honest. The idea of Naruto being connected to Madara, it's interesting because it adds another layer. It adds another layer to the cycle of hatred, family against family, two different people with common blood, fighting for two different ideals. It's heart-wrenching. Sadly, it is like this, and to move on, a strong god like Naruto is bad. The tropes employed are worse. Naruto never puts much effort into learning stuff. In fact, it makes him grow a big head. It's not until Onoki calls him on it, I think, here spelled for reasons I don't understand. Lenoki. Yeah, Lenoki. L-N-O-K. Sorry, K-Y. I have no idea why, but it's like that. That being said, the ideas are not entirely terrible until you start looking for shit like Hinata was kicked out of the Hyugas for being too gentle. And with that, I say, NEXT! United Path by Maelstrom Bankai. Do you know what it means to be strong? It means being able to carry your burdens and struggles by yourself. Do not rely on others. Use them if you need to, but stand on your own power. The world is a cruel place, one which is harsh to those that are weak. Take pride in your strength, for you are special. Live your life by your own power, my little Maelstrom. This is a very alternate universe Naruto in name only. While I can say that Naruto as Aphrodite and Kaguya's son, it's an interesting idea. The message already presented in the summary, it's enough to turn people away. That aside, the idea where Naruto is such a being filled with hate and disgust towards others, it's jarring comparing to his canon self, where yes, that Naruto was filled with hatred and peace, but Naruto wasn't so much. He learned to leave that behind and accept that yes, he hated people at one point. But here he's entirely hateful. In fact, he goes as far as to fuck up with Hades and his family just because he wants to free Kaguya, because somehow Kronos can free her. And I'm not even sure what the fuck. I think this is a rewrite, because I remember this guy had, let me check. This is a rewrite. The author actually deleted it and changed everything, or actually decided to write it as a Ruby. So still take this with a hint of salt, because last I remember, this avatar here belonged to a story that was with Percy Jackson, not Ruby. And we got the shittiest fic on the list. The Sunshine Family, after retirement of the Hokage, decides to go on extended vacation. Dear Lord, kill me now. While Naruto retiring as a Hokage, it's not entirely out of character if powerful and sufficient reasons are given. What happens next is entirely jarring. Not only everybody is somewhat out of character, Boruto's relationship with his father, which was already strained in canon, it's somehow magically repaired here, with no explanation. Aside this, the massive telling and a little showing happens down the fic. Them traveling to DXD, it's well interesting because to them DXD might as well be a vacation and a walk in the park, but there is a point where Rias begs for him for training. Naruto, being a former Hokage, however he's no Hokage in that chapter, so much for continuity, um, says no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. You see, you're not going. I'm not going to train you for free, which is what Canon Naruto will do. No, sir. No. You're gonna quit your family name and you're going to join Konoha as a ninja. You're going to serve fealty to my village. You're going to serve fealty to my system, which Naruto used ended dismantling. In a way, you're going to make your Pirash swear their fucking loyalty to me, to the Hokage, to the village. This is horrible in how it handled. Naruto would in an instant offer training for free in exchange for a favor perhaps, but not going as far as to tear someone from their family. More surprisingly, Hinata doesn't put an objection because she's just a goddamn wallflower. Because if we recall, she was almost kidnapped in canon. Her father killed the guy, and the consequences for that were that her uncle and cousin, her uncle died, and her cousin spent a fair number of years hating her and the entire Hyuga clan. This is terrible, to be honest, and that's why this happens to be the number one spot of interesting ideas that didn't have a very good execution. With that being said, thanks for watching. Please, if you like the video, hit the likes button, give me a like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends even if you want to discuss this. The next video is going to be perhaps a full review on one of the worst fanfics, One Man Team. And now to finish, I'm going to show you a couple of honorable mentions for the second spot. Okay, favorite stories. Okay, let's go with German. There we go. The Blonde Uchiha. Femme Sasuke. The curse of hatred has lasted centuries and brought the near destruction of the Uchiha clan during the massacre. Two lives are spared. As mother and daughter fight to survive a village of politics, their fate is interwoven with that of the boy who is the embodiment of their ancestral opponent, the Wheel of Fire. Together they will usher in a blessing of love. The idea, or the thing this fanfic has is that Naruto is adopted by Mikoto. The problem is that Sasuke and Mikoto fall in love with Naruto. Thus we get some weird shit in here. I only have it among my favorites because I like the idea of Mikoto surviving in the vein of One Small Kindness, and before I got that deep I had assumed that this bit here was more about the cool on slash mom thing, you know. The other fanfic is also by German. Birth of an Assassin, heir to the Namikaze. As the new era approaches, the clan of the Namikaze is gone. with the only remaining member to carry the art of the assassination and the creed. Will the clan be doomed to fail, or will it become stronger than it has ever been? The summary alone should give you enough warnings, but the Namikaze were never a clan as far as we know. Second, Shinobi are also assassins, so the creed suddenly makes less sense unless you want to portray them as independent assassins that do that take of the politically corrupt and are more independent than the villages, but I'm not sure if that will be allowed to exist in Naruto canon. I'm not sure if the other villages, seeing the way the assassins behave and act, will try to gang up on them. With this, the review is over. As always, thanks for watching, have a good day and a happy week. See you next video. This is Miles Tech, aka the Goodwill Spreader, signing off. Goodbye.